Me, Sophia, in the 5th week of Flight for Every Mother, and I'm here with Ross, my co-pilot, in Abuja in Nigeria. We've had a really busy week and unfortunately haven't captured as much of our activities as we would have liked on the camera, and that's because we've been travelling a lot, meeting lots of new people, doing lots of educational activities. We left Bobo Dioulasso in Burkina Faso on the 31st of August for Accra in Ghana. It was a dry day, but we were slightly anxious about the dark clouds around the airport. It was a very steady, almost 3-hour flight across the very rural and remote part of northern Ghana, and before we finally came across the city of Accra in the south. In this clip you can see our approach across the city of Accra, and as the camera turns you'll start to see the runway in the distance. It was quite a straightforward and visual approach to the airport, and we landed safely shortly afterwards. The next 2 days were made up of visits to 4 different maternity facilities. The first 2 visits were to 2 private clinics, and then for comparison we went to a secondary government facility in an area called Ashimoto, and finally to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, which is a tertiary university affiliated referral centre, which is a massive hospital serving a large proportion of the Accra population. This is the outside of the maternity block at Kolebu. There are 6 floors filled with inpatients and patients in labour. My first stop at Kolebu was to visit the head of department, and we had a really interesting discussion around maternal mortality, the causes of women dying in childbirth and shortly afterwards, but also the inequalities of care in Accra, in the city, as compared to the more rural areas further north. What was interesting was that until 1990 there was no gynecologist or obstetrician at all north of the city, and that is slowly changing, although clearly women still have to struggle to find someone skilled to look after them during pregnancy and in childbirth if they don't live in Accra. I also had a tour of the maternity block and had a good look around the wards and the labour ward facilities. Interestingly, I came across my first CTG machine, which is the monitor for monitoring babies in utero, either prior to delivery or during labour, that I've come across in the whole of West Africa. I also worked on the labour ward and assisted with a caesarean section that didn't go quite to plan, and I was reminded how important leadership and teamwork are for safe clinical care on the labour ward. Our final stop in Accra was in the city, and it was to the Maternal Health Channel, which is a weekly show put together about the problems that women face during pregnancy and childbirth within the country. And we had some really amazing discussions with them about topics such as inequality of care and difficulty accessing skilled birth attendants during labour. It was such a shame that we couldn't spend longer and even make a trip to the northern part of the country together, but we promised to come back at a later stage to do that with them. So thanks for listening. That's it for this particular video update, and I look forward to talking to you again soon about my experiences in Benin and Nigeria. Speak to you soon. Bye.